I think it's the whole system's fault, meaning government, everybody's involved with music and sports and everything. Everybody's involved with this whole thing, like you're going to turn the world this way.
Welcome to the podcast from Doug Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from the Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
What's up, y'all? You know what it is. This is Lady Miz from the Ground Up Productions, and there's only one way to go from here. Today, I have the one and only, the legendary, because you know I got to say legendary, DJ King James have been around for a minute, hitting them streets, giving us the sounds and really giving artists an opportunity to be heard when he's in them clubs. So let's welcome DJ King James. What's good?
Much appreciate it. I'm good. That's great.
That's what's up. Listen, thank you for coming back. Y'all know he's a friend to the show.
Always love coming here.
Okay, definitely. Well, I wanted to. The reason that I'm asking people to come back, right? First of all, to find out what's going on, what's new, obviously. But also, too, because we started this new thing called the Creators Box, right? So the Creators Box, I want everybody to tag their name, to give us the drop, and go and spit a 16. Now, I know you don't rap, so I ain't asking for that.
True.
But if you decide you want to do a little something,
I just ain't prepared today, but I can.
Okay, all right. Okay, see, he pulling him out that. But yeah, so this is, we change it up a little bit. So I'm like, let me bring the people back in and, vibe back.
Love it.
Back up. Thank you so much.
And you see what I'm looking at straight ahead right there.
Boom.
New York next.
Oh, they can't see it, but we're showing a little clip. Absolutely. You New York, look,
Ride it
all
down.
day.
I don't care for how many years they've been losing or whatever. I'm still with them. That's what you call people.
Loyalty.
Loyalty, yeah.
Yes,
people don't have that no more.
That's a fact. Ray won't let me take it down. I'm not trying to take it down. No, I'm just saying.
Take that down, bro. And she take that down.
But yo, so listen, you've been DJing, producing too, right?
Absolutely.
Produce, because I forgot to say that.
Absolutely.
Producing.
And we're going to talk about that. Cause
okay.
You're going to be on something in a minute.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Let me clear my throat.
And as you should.
But let's first, I first want to start with DJing, right? Mm-hmm. Because that is how I originally met you,
Absolutely.
right? So let's start there. Tell people how you got into it and what you got going on now.
Shoot, I think I was just born into DJing, like my parents and all that. We had records. Every Saturday was like basically record store day. So as a kid, like 3 years old, I remember going into the shops and I started memorizing like the labels. Like I knew this red or this purple label, that's James Brown. That blue one with the map on the top, that's Motown. It's got to be a Jackson 5 or something. So I started memorizing before I could read,
Wow. So they had it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and back in the day, you could go in the store and you could listen to the record before you actually purchase it. You can't do that too much anymore. Maybe 1 or 2 shops in the city has it still like that. But for the most part, that's how it is. You could listen to the record, see if you liked it before you bought it or whatever the case might be. So by the time I was like reaching, let's just go straight to high school, I was already official DJ. I started doing the high school parties and all that stuff at like 11, 12. So.
Wow, you started really, really young.
Yeah.
Well, even younger, because what's so funny is you mentioned how they, I guess, color coded. That's some brand. That's what you call branding, too.
Records also had the sleeves to them.
Right.
45s, that's, 45. So they had the sleeves. That'd either be a picture sleeve or the sleeve with the logo of whatever label it was is on there. So.
Okay, all right. So look, I mean, there's different ways of branding, but that was another way. That was another way for you to pick up and know who was who.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is dope. How did you start branding yourself?
Well, my original name, if you want to take it back, was DJ Joint. That was my
joints, the Jew joints.
Because you got to remember, as our age growing up, as everybody uses terms like this is fly, this is fresh, yo, that's the joint. So I was a little kid, and everybody used to say, yo, that kid can rock those records. That kid is the joint. So that's how I got that name at first.
Oh.
So that little kid right there is the joint with the records right there. So that's how I got that. And I let that rock. And I mean, it was big. It's still going on. It's funny. I saw somebody like 2 years ago on YouTube. It was some record that was under there. And they were talking about mixtapes. And it was like, yo, I remember getting this dude from Ohio. And he was like, I remember getting these mixtapes from a DJ named DJ Joint. I wonder whatever happened to him. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I chatted under there. I was like, yo, I changed my name. I'm still here.
Still in the building.
Still in the building. I didn't change it to King James till about, I was making the transition from 98 up until now to King James. So it was like DJ Joint / King James, letting everybody know it's going to be a transition because I started getting more corporate. Now, when you get more corporate a little bit, people's like, the name Joint, may mean something different to other people.
They thinking you talking about rolling up.
Exactly. So I said, all right, cool. So I came up with King James, and the rest is history.
Okay, all right, wow. Okay, so I didn't know that. That's some new info.
Remember
you ain't tell us
back
good.
In the day, it's the joint.
Yes.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay. Now, how did you start going into producing? Was that something that came, obviously, I would say afterwards?
I'm going to say at the same time.
Really?
I think both was like a natural thing. And I always debate with myself, like, was I a DJ or a producer first? Because I remember my dad buying me like the little tape recorder like this, and you could pause it, and we were making pause button tapes. And stuff like that. So before I even had like real DJ equipment, I could take the record, and I was doing like editing before, what we know it is of today. So I'll be like, oh, I want this part to start right there. So I'll pause the tape and then click it and hit the record, pause it again, bring it back to another part that I want. And, so in some sense, I think is like the transition of both at the same time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, even just to be able to be doing all that with the tape, listen, that's when like, listen, this is definitely official right here.
So,
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Okay. How, now, when you talked about how, you used to do it with the tapes and stuff like that. And it was obviously harder. It was so much more work. But over time, things have changed. Time, and music evolving, technology.
Big time.
Tell me how you see it now when it comes to the music and the evolution of it.
The evolution of the equipment as far as like things that we got right now. People that put their time in, such as yourselves, myself, this stuff is great for us. It makes it a lot easier for us because we already did all of this with the reel-to-reels and whatever.
The DATs
and whatever we had to do, which is great for people of knowledge. But they made this stuff so right now, like you can have like a 3-year-old kid and they can learn this in like 10 seconds. This is their era. So I get that part or whatever, but it's cheapening the game a little bit because the advent of everybody wants to be a DJ now, because I could get $1,000 and just buy 2 nice, decent sized speakers, get the little controller, got my computer, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna say I'm a DJ, but you didn't really put no work in as far as like knowing music. You got to know music. That's what I think. You got to know music. Anybody can get the top 20 records. I can download them and go do a party and say, oh my God, he was great. Yeah, because I played the records you wanted to hear.
Right.
I didn't do you a DJ service as far as me mixing them right, or let me input something that I think you need to hear. Let me drop this new bomb on you right here. All that's kind of like out the window a little bit, except for us older DJs that still do it that way.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you, do you feel like you're not really feeling the fact that, anybody could just do that? It's kind of like the rap game now too, right? Everything, like you feeling a little salty behind that?
I'm very salty. Not that the fact that anybody could become a DJ, but okay, so the years that we've put into it or whatever, and I may be up here at this price. So now everybody thinks different. So I got the little DJ that comes in. He's like, oh, I either DJ for free or I DJ for some chicken wings and a bucket of beer. I swear to God, this is what's going on. Or
no way.
I'll do 3 months for free and then tell me if you like me after that, then we'll talk about money. Or the money that they're charging is just like, yo, you can't even buy anything with that. So now all clubs are thinking that we're all the same. Yo, we want to get you up in here. How much you charge? Ooh, wow. Everybody else only charging $1.50. What am I gonna do with $1.50?
Is it affecting your business as a DJ? That
I'm gonna say no, because you stand your ground. Like, people call. I just had somebody call me for a wedding, and they was like, "What's your price?" I was like, "This is what I get." They was like, "Okay, cool." Dude calls back. He was like, "That's a little out of our budget." And I said, I understand that. Find somebody in your budget, because I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not breaking.
What they
down.
say, don't change your prices, change your clientele.
Right. I'm not breaking down. I can't do that.
Okay.
You want me to travel where and then set up, and you want lights and smoke and mirrors and everything, and you all want that for this? Really?
It's crazy because people don't value and respect people's craft, the time they put into things. I tell Ray, we have this conversation all the time because we do events like set up, take down.
Yeah, I know what you do.
Recording interviews on the spot, and then they think it's over, but they don't realize when everybody goes home and y'all got your money, we gotta come back, we gotta edit, we gotta put the stuff and it's time, because it's not over for us for days. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I respect.
When is it coming out? Yo, you gotta relax.
Pump the brakes.
I gotta edit this. You might not see this till next month, because I also have a life as well.
Can you say that again?
I also have a life as well.
I hope y'all heard that. I hope wherever you at.
Right?
That's the truth right there. Let me say this to you. I think that you as a DJ, like, a lot of people are not up on your level. And this is no disrespect to DJs out there. I'm talking about the newcomers who do it the new way. Why? Because, and I'm not going to say this person's name, but we were somewhere, we did something with someone, and they had a DJ, and I know music too. You know music very well. And I'm like, what the? That's not, that song don't blend with that. Them BPMs is off, baby.
And this is what they're doing. My man has a saying for that. He calls it kicking the drums down the steps.
Word?
So people be mixing when they kick it, like they kick the drum down the steps, because it's like it's not coming in.
It don't come in right. It ain't blending right. And I'm like, oh, so you can tell the real ones from the amateurs who's just like, hey, it's easy to do this. Nah, it ain't that easy. You got to have the talent that you got.
And not only that, for a lot of the younger DJs, not all of them, but a lot of them, it's about the turn up. So it's like a lot of people want to be, for example, we'll use Jay-Z's as an example. I got to get in there. I just want to get in there. So they just want to get in there, do what they do, but you're not respecting your money. You're not respecting your time, and you're not respecting your craft. You just want to say, I was on the flyer at ESPN or whatever. I did the party over here, but you just was in there just because you wanted to. You in there turned up. You got to make them turn up. You know what I mean? You turn up along with them, but make the party rock,
Right, right. So we just interviewed DJ Divine. He's been around for a minute, and he's a very good DJ as well too. Now I asked him this question. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Okay. When we look at the evolution of music and the lyrics and the message that's in the music, how do you feel as a DJ? Are you okay with it? Do you play it no matter what? Do you say, hey, this is what the people want to hear, this is what I got? How do you deal with that?
I'm kind of like in the middle.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm in the middle with it, because I do feel like a lot of it, I ain't gonna lie, I hate to call people's music trash, but it's trash. I'm sorry, a lot of it is trash, and lyrically, and not for nothing though, you got to think, like I tell people this, our era, we had everything. So you had Grandmaster Flash and them giving you the message. You had Cool G Rap giving you the street vibe. You had De La Soul giving you the just cool vibe with some lesson to it. Like, you got to listen to what De La Soul is saying, because you're like, do I need a dictionary for these guys? Because this is, and then you be like, oh wow. So there's nothing to figure out now, Although Cool G Rap did the street stories, it was a story. It wasn't like I just went and shot him, killed him, blah, 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 this and that and the third. It was I'm on the run. That's a song he had, and he told you why he was on the run, what happened and how it happened, and don't do this.
Yes.
You're going to end up like me. So we don't have any of that today. It's just one thing. turn up, shake.
That's it.
You know, like I got a girl, she comes to the club all the time. She's like, yo, I've never heard half the music you play before, but I love what you do. But I'm honest with you, I just love shake that ass music. And I said, okay, so what is shake that ass music? I can get 2 or 3 because everybody shakes their ass to something different if you ask me.
Right.
But she wants to hear the little baby, the twerking with my friends, this and that and the third. Now, after those 10 records is up, you just sitting there because you're not expanding your mind to say, let me hear these other records or let me get the vibe what everybody else is vibing off on these other records. I just only want to hear what I want to hear. Mm-hmm. That's another thing with people in the club now. I just want to hear these 10 records and whatever else you do, I really don't care.
You know what's crazy about that is, okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that our music we had a mixture of good and bad.
Absolutely.
So there was a balance,
There's
right?
no more balance.
There's no more balance.
That's exactly what I mean.
I don't want to get too deep into this because this right here is a panel discussion. Mm-hmm. But I do want to say that I don't think that this is by accident. This is by design.
Oh, this is by design.
And if we continue down this road with the message that's in the music, it's going to destroy our youth and our kids.
They're already destroyed.
And guess what? When they say the children are our future, big shout out and rest in peace to Whitney Houston.
Amen for that.
Yes, they are absolutely right. So when you destroy what our future is, we resort back to slavery. And if they say that history repeats itself,
it's on the way.
Bingo.
It's halfway there now. You know?
Okay.
Because I tell cats, I said, listen, to be a DJ, you got to study music, or a producer, study music. Go back to your George Benson, your Aretha Franklin. How is it that, and I hate to say this, but I have to say this on camera. I do a lot of white people parties. Nothing against color, nothing like that, but I do a lot of white people parties. I'm sitting there, I'm playing James Brown, I'm playing Al Green, I'm playing Marvin Gaye. Right along with their Rolling Stones or their new whoever they like. They know the lyrics to the whole Al Green album, this and that and the third, and they love it. I go to the black party, I might mix in a little Al Green. They be like, yo, OG, man, what's good with this? Yo, what is this? Like, yo, why you got to play? Why I got to play this? This is us. This is our foundation. There wouldn't be no little babies or none of that or Drakes.
Tell them right there to say that
wasn't
shit.
For the Al Greens, the James Browns, the Aretha Franklins, the Grandmaster Flashes, all of that, you know. It wouldn't be none of that, you know, what you got because of this. So they hate it's like they hate our elder generation records. They really hate them.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because first of all, it's extremely sad.
Bad.
Disheartening. I mean, it is horrible but it shows where we are as a people, that we can't respect the ones that came before us, even though we're standing on the backs
of those people.
But it really shows a lot.
Now, let me tell you, go back a step farther, how bad it is that the younger generation don't even respect the artists that they loved yesterday.
I know.
So right now, if you play a Trey Songz that they ain't really like, they're like, yo, we done with him. You done with him? He was only here maybe like not even 10 years. You done with him?
I gotta tell you this.
I'm just using that as an example, but yeah, that's what they do.
It's not funny, but it's funny. So let me tell you this story. And I can't remember the artist, right? I'm gonna say Pop Smoke.
Okay.
When he was popping, right? So, I'm playing it in the car. I'm trying to vibe with my son.
Right.
He's like, Ma, this is old. And I'm like, old? Like, I'm still listening to LL Cool J. What is you talking about? He said it's old. And I was like, wait a minute. So then I played another one. No matter who I played, who I thought was new still, he said it's old. I said, wouldn't
actually
2.5 seconds? It's over?
It is still new, but this is how they cheapened the music and cheapened the artists themselves. So, back in the day, we would wait 4 or 5 years before Sade. You know how long it took Sade to put an album out?
Shout out to Sade.
D'Angelo, Love Him to Death, takes some years. We'd be like, God, when is he going to drop the new? It's coming. We wait. And we would play that old album to death until we got the new one, and then we'd be sitting on that for 3 years before they dropped another one. Now, today, that is out. That's like out. If you take too long to come back out, they done forgot about you. They really forgot about you.
Let me tell you why that separates us from them. We have patience and they have
Right.
a short attention span.
They made it that way.
Okay. So what you just said was the foundation of that growing.
Yep.
You understand? Like, that's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Damn. And no, go ahead. You
And
go.
and the attention span of everybody today, everybody's like fast paced. So
Right.
okay, Love and Happiness, Al Green. You know that record's about
Love and happiness.
about 10 minutes. That ain't gonna happen today. That is not gonna happen today at all.
You can't a song on the radio can't be over 3 minutes.
Right now in the club in a half hour, if I'm just playing straight new joints, I've already played about 50 of them. Some of them are minute 50 seconds, 2 minutes 35 seconds. I already done went through a whole chapter of those records. Can't even get a bathroom break because it ain't long enough for me to go put something more until I get to some dance music or something, whatever. But if you just playing those records are like 1 minute and out. And like, okay, I like this one. Oh, it's over already?
I'm gonna tell you, for me, I do not like when the songs get cut off. I'm from the era, I want to enjoy. I'm waiting for that next verse. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for all of that.
So they also say, I don't got to do what you did. I don't need to have lyrics that make sense. I don't need to have 3 verses. I don't need to have this. Most records is the chorus is going to come in, 1 verse, ending chorus, and we're done. They don't even need to be on beat. Thank you, Ray. There's a lot of those records I'm like, okay, he's a little bit faster than the beat he's rhyming on. I know a person, I ain't going to say his name, but yeah, and had hit records.
Really? Okay.
And it's a new style because I hear some of them kind of like do it too, like the Glorillaz and all that. Big shout out to them, but they kind of rap a little bit faster and not on beat.
You know, it's funny you say that because I noticed that too. And when I seen one kid a while ago, like a few years ago, doing that, I thought he was doing it as a joke. So I was laughing. I was like, look at him. I thought it was a joke,
That's
but
real.
he was serious with
That's
it.
probably Blueface. Shout out to Blueface because he has some hits and everything, and nothing against you, brother. But yeah, it's you different than what we used to. So yeah, it
did. I
But
mean, hey,
where's he now?
is he in jail?
He was. I think he's out. But the whole point is, those records, he put out some more. They ain't rocking with you right now. They not
Yeah,
rocking with
they didn't forgot.
you gone.
I love our generation because we still love our people.
I think it's the whole system's fault, meaning government. Everybody's involved with music and sports and everything. Everybody's involved with this whole thing. Like, you're going to turn the world this way. We're going to turn. Now, we seen it growing up even differently. I'll tell you how, because we started with the turntable, the record player in your house. They made you get rid of that. And what'd you get next? CD player.
CD player, yeah.
They made you get rid of that. And what you got now? MP3. They made you get rid of the MP3 player, and now we all listening to things on the phone.
Everything's on the phone.
Everything's on the phone. And I tell people, I can't do that. And people are like, damn, you still got a CD player in your car? I said, absolutely. I'm so happy you don't even understand. I ain't trying to drive and dictate the music on the phone or the commercials coming on in the middle of the song. I got this, and I could just hit it and play it and go back to the track I want at the same time. I want to hear that again right now.
And you know what? Another thing about the CD player is what I miss is that you got to give your credits to the producer, the people that was involved.
Even the album.
Yes.
The album. I tell people that I said the whole fun also about the records is when you came home with that record or that CD, you opened it up. There was a booklet in there. You could say, oh, Timbaland did that. Oh, wow. Pictures, Timbaland did that. Oh, I didn't even know Nas played drums. He played drums on? You find out things that you don't know. And now from that CD, okay, I might have seen produced by Timbaland. Let's say he's the new cat on the block. You loved it, right? You go back to the store next week, you're buying something, and somebody said, this is new right here. And you pick it up. You're like, I've never heard this, but on the back it says produced by Timbaland. You're like, oh, so what are you going to do? I'm going to buy that. I already know about Timbaland. I like what he does. I'm going to give this a chance. Now, I mean, kids will come up to you nowadays like, yo, you heard the new Lloyd Banks album? Yo, play track 3. I'm like, what's the name of it, though? They don't know a name.
They don't know the name.
Because it's on the phone is 1, 2, 3, da 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 da.
It really made a disconnect between the artists and the fans or whoever the paying customers, whatever you want to call them. It's crazy. You know, now they want to know who you sleeping with, what you doing, what you eat.
Right, you need more of that to sell records.
Yeah, how popular are? Did you do something stupid on Instagram that got your numbers up, and now everybody's looking at your numbers? And this is what matters, not your talent.
Not at all. Not
they don't care about that.
It's out the window.
Are you popular? Did you do something stupid? You know what I noticed that people do, and this is for y'all mainstream people out there that are talented, because if they don't feel like they're getting enough views, they'll start doing other stuff that has nothing to do with them, just so they could keep people watching. And now you're not even representing what you represented no more. You got lost in all this shit.
Or I was just listening to an interview with my man Slim Thug, and he was saying, listen, I don't really put out any more new records. I kept my fan base. They love the classics that we do. I don't even have to leave Houston. I'm still in Houston doing mega shows every month just off the classics that we do. However, if I do put out a new record, I'm not trying to sound like what's going on today. When I put that new record out, my clientele is going to understand that this is what I do, and they're going to love that. I'm not trying to keep up with, and he said, no disrespect to them, but I'm not trying to keep up with them. I just have to do it my way. And a lot of our artists, that's why I hate to say, that's why New York lost this sound, if you ask me. We try to go south.
Yeah, no, we did.
And we the originators?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you, and I know some people might be mad, but I feel two things about that. First of all, I don't like the fact that New York lost their sound. Okay, this is hip hop. That's where it started.
And then we let them put a stigma on it. Oh, it's just a '90s boom bap. No, it's not.
Yeah,
a 90s
no,
boom
it's
bap.
not. It's
just
not
our sound in general.
Exactly. But what I don't like, let me tell you, and this is the part that I said people gonna get pissed off about.
Okay.
What I do not like is how New Yorkers started sounding like those who, down south rappers, right? And then they go down, they can't show no love to each other up here, but then you go down there and now you know how to be, showing love and doing this. You could do that right here and get the same, that vibe you looking for, you can get it right here. You just gotta be like that. But you don't know how to be like that here. You got to go somewhere else. And don't get me wrong, I vote for the underdogs sometimes. Big shout out to the down south rappers because they dope and that's their sound. There's nothing wrong with sounding like down south.
Here's the thing, they stick together. So
shout out to y'all.
You take the artists, if you look at their history, okay, let's say T.I. When T.I. was coming out, before T.I., it might have been Outkast, but they already was prepping T.I., his tapes on the street. They knew who he was. They stuck together. They pushed, they support. Now T.I. to us is new, like, oh, T.I. is pretty dope. He been out down there and been rocking. We just got caught on us here. But our cats up here, we can't get along. We still old and we can't get 50 Cent and Ja Rule to do a record together.
I can't take it.
That would be monumental. That would be so monumental.
It would be. No, it's not about they don't like money. We're talking about pride.
You got pride involved and you got labels involved. Now the labels help you with all this beef stuff and everything. This is why Drake is going with this so-called lawsuit and they mad at him about it. Oh, are you sorry because you lost? Now it's bigger than that. And I'm going to show y'all in a minute that it's bigger than this because him and Kendrick on the same label anyway. But it's like, yo, this is what y'all do. Y'all pushing this a little higher than, well, we did it for you. No, you did it for me, but you ain't doing it together now. Y'all over here pushing this right here. And then y'all gonna make me, because Drake was up for like, I can't even put the amount on it.
Yeah.
That he's about to get.
Oh, word?
Yeah, for his next album and all of that and what's coming for him. But with the Kendrick thing, that's going to make him look like, I don't think we really want to put that kind of money behind you right now. That's what and they did that on purpose so they don't have to put that kind of money behind you.
Oh, that's messed up.
Now, the question was that they had on the other day, which was great. They had both DJs on. They had Kendrick's DJ and they had Drake's DJ on there. And that was crazy. I'm going to send you the link so you can watch this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
And he went back and forth about the whole process and this and this and that and the third. And he said that the dude said, honestly, though, they propped it up, and which is fine. But there's no way you could tell me that Kendrick out-rapped Drake on some of these records. So what do you got to say about that? And, he's Kendrick's DJ. So he's like, well, it's blah, 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 da, da, da. But yeah, I'm not shitting on Drake, but yeah, he because some of those records, and I felt the same way. I was like, some of these records, he kind of like, it was dope how he put it together versus how Kendrick put it together. And Kendrick is amazing. Don't get me wrong. He is one of the best Don't get me wrong. And for me, it was the beat on Not Like Us. The beat was crazy.
Okay.
That beat was crazy.
Yeah,
so now the next question the dude said, he's like, okay, if we didn't have social media and all of this, now what do you think about Not Like Us? Would it have compared to the rest of the other records that was put out or whatever?
Send me that. I got to see that. Talk to me about you producing. Give us a little history on that and what you got coming up now.
Well, I've been producing for quite a while. I mean, I've done a lot of I would say mostly underground stuff. I only had one big major record deal with RCA Records. I had a girl group called Nothing Nice in the 90s.
Okay.
That was a big record. That was like my biggest record, but I done a lot of underground stuff. And the reason for me doing that is when I got that first record deal, and I was offered a couple other ones, and I didn't take them. I just don't like the way the music business worked. So I'm glad.
I get it.
I'm glad that I only had the one deal and saw how sour that was. And it wasn't something that I was glued to. I had to wait 4 or 5 years before I could get out of it or whatever. And I'm glad. I pray that I'm just so happy about that, because a lot of people are stuck. Like, the labels will stick you. Ray, you got your album out. It's hot right now. Now they got Lady Miz on the same label with you. They think she's a little bit hotter than you. You know what they're going to do to you, right?
Put them on the shelf.
You're going on the shelf, bro. But you cannot go over here to Warner Brothers, bro. Don't even think you're going to do that. And
Clink.
And you better not put out no independent records either.
Because we own you.
So things of those natures never made me wanted to do it that way. I'm kind of happy as of the way things have transitioned, is where we could put a record out today, tomorrow, because we have the equipment and do it our way. But the only thing is these DSPs. You get no money.
You know, Snoop was trying to blow the. I mean, a lot of people are talking about it, right? But did you see what Snoop was like? Where's our money going? He was really trying to tell people, like, yo, what's up with this? So, you know, they started doing. Oh God, I can't think of the name. It's like images.
Oh, they showing you the images of what they make from the Spotify's and all of that?
Yeah, but no, it's something that, oh God, I can't think of what it is, but that's how they make their money now.
Right.
It's like digital products, but it's a specific name for it.
Okay.
And I can't think of NFTs.
Oh,
yes.
That's something weird to me too, though.
Yeah, but listen, they're a lot of people are making a lot of money. Like Nas had dropped the NFT. I was trying to get. I mean, I was there for hours trying to get it, because what will happen is I would have owned part of that.
Absolutely.
So every time his song play, I would have been getting a residual
They
from.
have a lot of those things. So I'm gonna send you a couple of links about that.
Please do. But that's how I'm looking at it now with all of that.
That's why I haven't dropped anything in like the last couple of years. I'm sitting on some hot, but I'm just waiting. Everybody like, yo, I know you got them records. I say, yo, let's just give it a little time. I want to see a few things and see how this is working and see what is the best distributor, this and that and the third. Now, if you don't know, the labels, since they're losing money, they're partnering.
I know.
With the DSPs.
They sure is. I know.
So it's like, whoa, can we win?
Nope, they can't, because let me tell you, every time we figure out how to get our money without them having their hands in our pocket and being and owning you and your product. They say, oh, then we're going to go through this way. Let me just say this, and I'm going to say this real quickly as I can.
Right.
Dr. Claude Anderson.
My guy.
Dope. He got a book, Powernomics.
I got it.
Right? Okay. In that book, he says, and I'm going to say it in my own words because I don't want to quote him incorrectly. Basically, when you go to somebody and they built the house for you, right? They built the house.
Go right on ahead.
So now it's like, okay, this is their house.
Right.
And yeah, they put windows here, they put a door here, they did all that. And when you in the house, you might think, oh, I'm not going to follow your rules. I'm going to do it my way. And you know what I'm saying? So how I'm doing it, I'm going through the door now. Forget that. I'm going through this window. I'm going through here. But they already know everywhere you're going to go because they built all of this. So you got to burn the house down and rebuild back up because they know every avenue that you're trying to come through because it's their game.
Even better, don't let them build your house.
There you go.
That's how I am. I'm like, nah. So
that's why I said burn it down and rebuild. Without them.
So many people, yo, let me invest in this and let me do this with you. I'm like, no.
Here's my thing. Somebody helped you out. They put you out there. They invest in you. I'm not saying that people shouldn't get nothing.
Right.
But there's a difference when you look at all these artists out here and every time they speak up about the money they're supposed to get, somehow, some way, they end up dead. I mean, oops, can I say that? Or should I say unalive?
Because I'll say it.
You know how, because they, where we going to be putting it at?
Rest in
Who
peace,
owns
Miss
it?
Angie Stone. You already know. You already know.
Okay.
And those before, prior to her, and that's all of them.
All of them. Every single
Prince,
time.
Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, Janis Joplin. Don't matter what color you are.
It don't.
It's when it's, this is their game. It's music mafia.
Yes, absolutely. People got to be careful. That's why I say I'm happy with doing my little stuff the way I do it, free, not in under nobody in control. Right. And if you want to work, working with somebody is okay. Mm-hmm. But look, let me get what I'm supposed to get. If I decide, hey, that's what I want to give you. But people got to read their contracts. They got to understand the business part of it.
That's why they call it the music business. And Jay-Z said it best. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. They don't get it. They don't get it.
They don't get it. If you don't know, you better ask somebody, okay?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about right now. It's a lot going on up here in Middletown. Listen, everybody's moving to Middletown. Everybody's coming. They keep building and building, and a lot of people are coming up here. But we know there's some places, right, that are shut down, that's not here no more, but there's places that are open, and there's a lot going on. Break it down, because you're the one to come to when it comes to that.
I mean, we lost one of the greatest clubs we had, Jay-Z's, and shout out to them for everything that they did. That's major. That's a major monument. That's something we are never going to forget. That was that place. We had everything. We had superstar artists there. We had the independent artists there. We were allowed to do all types of different things there. We filmed there, actually. Yeah, with no problem. Do what you need to do. It was that type of place, and it was great. Food was great as well. Mm-hmm. So that's a monumental place here. That's left us. Right now we have a new spot. It's called the District, and it's a grown and sexy lounge, which is inside of the bowling alley. Mm-hmm. We stick to the R&B in there.
Oh, nice.
We play a little hip hop, but it's got to be. We're not playing. Unfortunately, the Sexy Reds and the Glorillaz and all of that.
Oh, good. So then that means I got to come there then.
We're not doing that. We don't want that. Not that we don't like that music, but this is not the place for it.
Good.
That's how they made that. Yeah. We don't want that. But we playing all the R&B, all the new R&B, classic R&B, new R&B, dance, Latin, house, everything, and hip hop. But it's got to be some dope hip hop.
Right.
It's not going to be the shake your booty all day, all night, and jump on the tables and all that, because this place is grown and sexy. They're not having that. So
grown and sexy and elegant. You are not bringing the ratchetness in there and closing down this spot.
You said the perfect word. That's exactly what they don't want. They don't want the ratchetness. They don't care how old you are. You're 21 and over. You still come in there, but just expect that this is going to happen and this is not going to be played. And you're good.
My type of crowd.
And you good.
I've been looking for something like that. Thank God. And we need that. What days is it popping? Tell us when you up in there too.
I'm in there every Wednesday. I continued my after work Wednesdays that I used to do at Jay-Z's. I bought it over there. So we're doing the after work Wednesdays. I still got the specials, the 50-cent wings, $5 margaritas, $3 tacos, $3 draft beers, and whatever other food they got. I'm telling you, the food is banging up in there. Shout out to the chef, shout out to the whole staff over there at the District doing their thing. And it's a nice spot.
Nice. So I think that's dope too, because now, you up in there, you getting good music, good food, good vibes and all of that. But if you want to go and play a little bowling, there's activities there. So everything is right there.
Just go right across and play some bowling and still hear the music and everything. And come back on in when you're done and sit down and eat and everything. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. I love that. So yeah, we definitely gonna be pulling up,
Absolutely.
Come checking you out and come supporting for sure. Anywhere else? Because I know you be around in a lot of different places, because I remember you seeing my uncle. Was it in Yonkers?
I seen him in Yonkers. He wrote. Shout out to
Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay, he came up to me. I'm on the street talking to one of my DJs before we start. We outside. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day out there. And shout out to my man TJ on the spot that we did the party at. Mm-hmm. And your uncle walked by. He's like, "What's happening?" I said, "What's happening?" He's like, "All right, peace." And he went down the block and he turned around. He said, "Yo, I know you." I said, "You do?" He said, "Yeah, you be with my niece." I said, "Hold up, bro."
He said it wasn't me.
I said, "What you talking about?" He said, "Yeah, I seen you with my niece before." I said, "Who's your niece and who you talking about? Because I don't think you know me like that." He said, "Yeah, I know." And he was just playing with me, but he was trying. I was like, "Okay." I said, "Well, who's your niece?" He said, "Lady." I said, "Come on, man." I said, "Don't do that, bro. Don't do that." Yeah. And he just started laughing, having a good time, and then he decided to go get some of his peoples, and he came into the party that we was having, and we had
That's
a good
what's
time.
up. Okay, all right, yeah. Big shout out to Uncle Jay. I got the coolest uncle, cool. From Spring Valley Raised, baby. I know what it is. Okay.
But also, let me also mention over the last like 3-4 years, we've been doing these great things. Shout out to my man Jay Martin. We've been doing these R&B brunches. And the Summerfest.
That's in Newburgh, both of them? Or?
Both in Newburgh.
Okay.
So right now, tomorrow is the last one inside. We do that at a place called the Silk Lounge.
Oh, the Silk Lounge. Okay.
Amazing. Tomorrow's the last inside joint. June 1st, we back outside.
Okay.
In the People's Park, which is basically behind like Billy Joe's area.
Yes. Yeah.
When I'm talking about thousands of people just gathered together, having a good time with no problem. Everybody enjoying the music. We got like 10 DJs we always have on the set. And it's just a beautiful vibe and a good time.
That's dope. Okay, so listen, there's a lot going on here in the 845. So you could catch it in Middletown. You could catch it in Newburgh. Listen, it's in Poughkeepsie. It's a lot
Poughkeepsie, we
out here.
We have the Zen Lounge out in Poughkeepsie. That's doing
the Zen, yes.
That's doing very well out here.
Oh, no. I didn't go. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Zen, that was in Beacon. I never been to the one in Poughkeepsie. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a great place to go to. Shout out to them at the Zen Lounge as well.
Okay.
A lot of places is coming up. We got something new coming up the block too. It's going to be called Cloud City pretty soon.
I seen that. So it's nice. My daughter told me about that, so I drove by.
Yeah, that's coming pretty soon. Shout out to my man Chino for that. A lot of things is being built up.
Yeah, nice.
I've heard somebody bought Whispers. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You know, as things fall, other things build.
Hey, when one door closes, another one opens. So
that's just how that goes. But yeah, definitely check out some of the stuff we're doing, and you'll have a great time.
All right. Well, listen, I thank you and appreciate you for coming through. You know, I know you ain't spitting no bar unless you got some bars for me or
Not
what?
today, but when you have me back here next time, I'm going to kill it.
All right. No. So you could just do the drop and you still going to have to sign and say you was here. That's that creator's box right there. You know what I'm saying? Going to sign that box. Real quick, and just tell people where they can follow you so they can stay in tune to everything that you got coming up.
Just follow me on my Instagram. That's where everything is. I am DJ King James NYC on Instagram. That's pretty much the platform I'm on right now. We're working on the website for a couple other things we got coming up. And not to mention that, as I might as well tell you that as an artist, the best way to sell your music, get your website, put your music up there, all that's yours.
Okay, well, I got the website.
So
I got all of that.
There,
you know,
people.
I have my music up there, but I don't have it where for sale. That's the one thing that I didn't do.
Put your merchandise up there, get your own, and then voila.
Boom. Okay,
so
you don't have to fix it up a little bit.
Back real quick with the producing stuff. I got these records, and I got the record. I remember last time I was here, we talked about you and Sparky D doing that record.
Oh yeah, Sparky D. Big shout out to Sparky D.
We still gonna do that if she's still interested. We still gonna do that. I got. Been formulating these nice beats, and I got one that's perfect for y'all.
Okay, all right, that's what I'm talking about. Well, listen, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna close it out, but we're gonna hit it up. But listen, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all for having me as well. Always
tuning in.
Always.
Yes. So make sure if you're not following us, make sure you follow us on all the platforms. But this is From the Ground Up Productions. There's only one way to go from here, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
So we here, so y'all know what it is. This is DJ King James in the building, okay? The legendary DJ King James, and he about to sign the creator's box to show people he was here. Let's get it. There you go. Alright. This is for the culture, y'all. This is for the culture.
There it is.
There we go. Alright.
We hope you enjoyed your time with From the Ground Up Productions. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel to your Roku list and listen to us on all streaming platforms.
From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.